This is the grave of Anne Eliza Cowan, and if it looks a little strange to you, that's because it's upside down. As you can see, what is now the top of the grave, what used to be the bottom, was pretty severely damaged, and instead of resetting the stone directly in the ground, someone decided to just place it upside down. Not only is it the first upside down grave I've ever cleaned, it's also the first I've ever seen. Anne was born in Salem, New York in 1837 to Dr. Archibald and Caroline McAllister. As a young woman, Anne married a man named Charles Cowan, who was a successful merchant. Anne and Charles settled in Buffalo, New York, and it was there in 1858 that Anne died at the age of 21. Her cause of death was neuralgia of the stomach. Neuralgia refers to nerve pain. At this time, since many diseases were not very well understood, doctors assumed that what we now know as a symptom was the actual cause of death. So nerve pain in her abdomen likely was not her true cause of death. It likely was a symptom of a more serious problem. After her death, Charles moved to Chicago, Illinois, and married his second wife, Mary. They would go on to have 6 children: William, Harry, Charles, Kenneth, Lawrence, and Emily. In Chicago, Charles was a successful merchant in the hide business. In 1893, he was briefly appointed U.S. Consul to the Philippines, a post he held for just a year before he was recalled. Charles died in 1897 at the age of 66. He is buried in Chicago with his second wife, Mary. Anne is buried in this plot alongside her parents. After I rinsed this grave off, I was able to read the epitaph, now at the top of the stone. To live in hearts we leave behind is not to die.